Hey, it's Jessica. This is the crocheted strawberry tutorial. It was on my Facebook, and well, I had a request for a tutorial for it. I'll put the link down below. So crocheted to strawberry. It can be any size depending on the yarn and needle you use. But overall, it's pretty simple. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver. I think this is cherry red. I don't think you can see that, but yeah, it's cherry red Super Saver. Okay, and I have a bright green Super Saver. It's what I had on hand. So we're gonna start off with the magic circle. So to start the magic circle, we're going to move down. Sorry. Okay. To start the magic circle, we're going to have a chain and plenty of tail. Yes, we're going to need plenty of tail for this. I happen to be using an H hook, 5mm, so it's a little bit larger than I would, do for an amigurumi style. Alright, now, see, here's the tail. See the tail. And you're going to kind of loop it around like this. See? And I hold it like this so that my needle can easily go in. Grab a yarn over. Pull a loop up. So now it's a lot like this. And if you look closely, this is still the loop. And you pull. And it's a single crochet. Okay, that's your first stitch. And you do 6 of these. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I don't like that stitch. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now you have right here, and what you do is you take the short end of the loop right here, make sure this is tight on your hook, and you hold this right here and you pull it. Okay, you pull it till the little dot closes. Okay, and I'm just going to cut it off just a little bit because it's a really long tail for a really tiny strawberry. So I'm just going to chop it off. Okay. So now that we've got our ring, you have one single, and it's a continuous round. So in the very first stitch, you're going to single crochet. First stitch you come to. And I like to weave the end in with the first, round, and then cut it out. Then, you have it set. That's just my preference. So the instructions say 1 single crochet, increase 3 times. Okay, so 1 single crochet, increase, which means it's 2 single crochets and 1 stitch. Okay, so this is one time doing it. It's a 3 stitch. Okay, then a single stitch, and then an increase, which is 2 stitches and 1 stitch. Which I'm having difficulties because, like I said, I'm using a bigger needle. Alright, that's twice now I've done the first step. Now, 1 single crochet. And if you're lucky, your tail just kind of disappears. And then an increase for the third round of, or third time of that. The bigger needle you use, the bigger the holes are going to be in between. I used I want to say 3.25 when I did my first one, and it came out very, very tight. Very tight. And I've never really used small needles before, so that made me very happy. Alright, in the second instructions, it says 2 single crochet and increase 3 times, which would make 12 stitches. So you single crochet twice, you know, 1 in each stitch. 1, 2. I'm going to move my yarn so maybe you can see this better. I crochet low, so see, you're kind of coming up with a little bowl. This will be the bottom of your little strawberry. So it's 2 single crochet and an increase. So there we go. Increase, all increases is 2 stitches in 1. 1, 2, and that's the first set in this row. And you're going to do it again, 2 single crochets, 1, 2, and an increase. All increases are more than 1 stitch, and a basic increase is 2 stitches within 1 stitch. So your bowl, I'm just going to call it a little bowl because if you look at the inside, it's kind of like a tiny little bowl. Like I said, I crochet really low. I'm sorry. Okay. That's the second set. Now for the third one, we're going to crochet 2 single crochets, 2, and another increase. And this would be the third set for this row. Okay, so now we've got a nice little bowl. Okay. Alright, and the next instructions is 3 single crochets and increase. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, and at this point it's kind of a bowl, but the thing is you're going inside the bowl to crochet. So what helps me, what I did for my other strawberry, is I just flipped it inside out. So you're kind of crocheting the opposite direction to a degree. But okay, so now I have it. It's a little bit easier to crochet. You can see the stitches a lot better wherever my camera is. It's a new laptop, sorry. So now that I've crocheted 3, on my next stitch, have an increase. Remember, that's only 2 stitches in 1 stitch. Okay, that's the first set. That's the first set. And then 3 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and another increase. 2 stitches in 1 stitch. I know I'm shaky, I'm sorry. 1, 2. That's our second set on this row. It was instructed to do 3 times. So we're going to crochet 3 more times. Single crochet. 1, 2, 3. See, and your bowl is just getting a little bit bigger and bigger. But now it's on the other side, so it's a little bit easier to crochet. So third set, we end with an increase. So it's 1, 2. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the camera after I fix my stitch. But see, here is just this. You can see the bowl. You can kind of see my stitches. It's pretty even, kind of almost a little bit like a soft cone, I think. Which is what the strawberry kind of looks like, in my opinion. A soft cone, but rounded out kind of thing. Alright. For the fourth instructions. And it's pretty easy because it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 times in a row. So that was 3, so now we're on 4. Single crochet 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are just simple 4 single crochets and an increase, which is 2 stitches in 1 stitch. So it's not really anything fancy at all. Alright, and that was our first set in this one. So we're going to crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4. So when we're on our second set, so we're going to go ahead and increase on the next stitch. That's our second set. And you can kind of see it's widening quite a bit. But it's widening evenly. Alright, so 4 more stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is our third set, and we're going to increase 1 more time. I'm used to double crocheting like literally everything, because once I learned double crochet, I thought it was good for everything. Love all the new stitches I've learned lately. See, you're kind of getting a soft cone shape. Now we're at 5. So 5 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase being the 2 stitches in a single stitch. And this is on 5. So you do 3 sets of 5 and do the 6th one. And I'll be back with a single crochet round. Okay, I'm back now. I did this up to 6. Now we have this nice little cone so far. So all it is a single crochet around. Okay. And this at this point I like to put a marker. So I kind of know where I'm headed. And I'm going to be honest, I'm cheap, so I use safety pins. So, nice little safety pin, stitch marker. Put in the very last stitch I've done. So up to this point you really haven't needed one if you just keep count. And that's kind of the point, is keeping count. So we have the little stitch marker. And we're just going to crochet around to the stitch marker. Okay? And I'll be right back. Okay. Alright, I'm back. I'm up to the stitch marker. As you can see, I have 1 more stitch in the stitch marker itself. But I want to keep that just in case. Alright, so all I've done is stitch all the way around. And it has kind of a strawberry shape. I mean, you can kind of finger it to, you know, if you like it like this, or, you know, I mean, it's very open. You can make it you know, different shapes. And this is all, you know, it's a strawberry, so it can be imperfect. If yours is a little lumpy, it's okay. So, because perfect strawberries are not perfect. Okay, now we've single crocheted around, and we're gonna three, and this is where they switch it up to a degree. It's 3 single crochets 6 times. So you single crochet 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. And you increase. And you do this 5 more times. Okay? And you should be about at your stitch marker when you're done. Okay? Alright, well, we've done the 3 single crochet increase 6 times for 30 stitches. And I'm back at my stitch marker. It's kind of nice once you have a stitch marker, because when they have that, as long as you follow the pattern 3 single crochet, then your increase, 3 single crochet increase like their last round, you can just kind of stop at the end of the row and you're good. That's how I measure it anyways, and it seems to work just fine for me. So you're kind of having your strawberry shape, and mine's actually a rather large strawberry because I'm using the exact same pattern. And if I knew exactly where my strawberry was, I would show you, because it's a lot smaller. My original strawberry that I did. So this is quite a bit bigger. My hands are pretty small, but you know. Yep. So anyways, the next instruction is to single crochet around 2 rounds. So single crochet twice and hit your row marker twice. That's all it is. And I will be back after that. Okay, so I kind of messed up my video, but I'll explain what I've done. The next instructions is single crochet decrease 10 times, and with this you're just decreasing it, which I'll show you what decreasing is if you don't understand it. All it is once I find my hook again, I just lost my hook. Oh. I'm just going to do 1 decrease because I've already done this round and messed up the video. But all a decrease is you go in 1 stitch, you know, you go in the next stitch, pull a loop up, go in the very next stitch, pull a loop up, and then you yarn over with the 3 loops, yarn over and pull all the way through. Okay? That's all that is. Now, on this after that, and I apologize for possibly confusing you. But after that round, after the single crochet decrease 10 times, it'll start to bowl in a little bit, just a little bit. And then it's 10 decreases, so you decrease all the way around. Okay? And I will show you how to do that. You decrease literally all the way around. So pull up a loop, next stitch, pull up a loop, you have 3 stitches, yarn over, and pull all the way through. And you're going to do that on every single stitch, so you know it's going to pull in quite nicely actually. So you're just going to keep decreasing till you get back to the end of the row, which is where your stitch marker is, because now your strawberry is kind of closing in. So I'm going to continue because it's pretty quick once you get the rhythm down. See, the hole is getting quite a bit smaller. And for stuffing, you can really use anything. I think it would be also really cool if you had like strawberry air freshener, you know, those little crystals. Put that kind of in the middle of poly fiber or some cotton or just whatever you choose to fill your strawberry. I think that would be kind of neat. You know, make it smell like a strawberry. I'm actually going to wash mine in strawberry bath soap and dry it that way. because that's what I have and that's what I can use. But I thought that would be a nice little touch. No, it's not per the instructions, but I think it would be a nice touch. So your hole is very small now, about half the size of, well, what you were at. Now it's time to stuff it. And that's what it says, stuff the strawberry. So you have this hole, and you have your stitch marker. Make sure everything's on the outside. I like to pull up a really big loop, so you know exactly where it's at, and there's no issues. Okay? Now, fiber fill. It's wonderful. You can get a huge, obviously I'm not going to put all this in my strawberry, I don't think, so. But fiber fill is pretty cool. You can take it apart, and you know what? Squish it back together. One piece! Yay! Okay, so I like to take smaller balls, well, seeing as you're starting with this corner. Alright, now that we've done the 10 decreases, you have a very small strawberry. A very small hole now. And what I like to use is fiber fill. So, since we're starting off with a small corner, I'm going to use a very small ball and put that in first, and that's going to be sitting in the corner. And generally, I like to, you know, make them grow a little bit. And it just depends on what you want your strawberry to be, and how firm you want it, how soft you want it, etc. So, you can stuff your strawberry however you like, with whatever you like. Fiber fill is just generally the easiest, because it's super cheap and goes with everything. But I'm just stuffing my strawberry little pieces at a time. I like little pieces because, I mean, it's a little hole, so it's just, you're just driving yourself crazy if you're trying to stick a whole bunch of fiber fill in a tiny hole. But yeah, like, you know, pieces of fiber fill. Make sure you keep the loop. I like to keep it on my finger while I'm holding it. That way I know it's not going under the fiber fill and making a mess of itself. So, and that's just me. Same. Filling the strawberry out. You don't have to fill it out all the way. That's totally up to you. It's up to your discretion. But I would suggest make it a little firm, so it'll hold its nice strawberry-tastic, you know, figure. Because it's really a gorgeous strawberry. This is actually my best strawberry so far. I did find my other strawberry. See, in comparison, I want this one. This is kind of weak, I'm not gonna lie. But the leaves came out very cute. I do like the leaves. So I may just keep this one myself and give her this one. Because this looks so much more like a strawberry. But she may like the smaller one because it's a keychain. So we'll see. But, you know, stuff it to how you'd like it. I'm almost done stuffing mine. And I don't know, I like kind of almost the heart-shaped kind of strawberry. So what I'm doing is taking very little pieces and then kind of just pulling, you know, kind of under them. So I get that little pop. That's my personal preference. You don't have to do it, but that's what I'm doing. Okay. So you're pulling it under and making that little heart-shaped piece. And I like to keep extra fiber fill because you're gonna want to probably, because after it, you know, closes up, you might want to, well, right before you close it up, rather, you may want to add just a little more for this little hole, because I don't like to fill it up all the way because there's a little bit of a hole. So I have room to work. Alright, and the next one, it's 5 decreases, so you go around and you decrease. Okay, and I would keep my row marker there because it's so much easier. Easy peasy breezy. Okay. So decrease all the way around at that point. That's all that is decreasing all the way around. So sorry. You kind of just gotta work with it because now you're actually holding a 3D shape, and your needle's not gonna like it, I'm warning you. And all I'm doing is decreasing until I get back to the row marker. This is the last decreasing round, because then we're going to make some leaves for our strawberry. It's not a strawberry without leaves, right? Once it's already cut up. So, and at this point you're going to have a very small hole. And so we've decreased 5 rounds. Okay. I'm cutting it off with quite a bit of a tail. Okay. Alright, so we've pulled, and we still have a hole, like I said. So I'm going to pull it all the way through. We're not fastening off necessarily, but I'm sticking my finger in, and I'm going to add just a little bit more fiber fill and make sure this strawberry is filled out. You don't have to do this. Like I said, it's all up to your discretion, but this is how I'm doing it. So just adding a little more fiber fill to my strawberry. See, nice and cute now. And as per the instructions, I'm just going to use a smaller needle for because it's going to be a little bit easier. And all you're going to do is weave this end, alternate holes, if I'm making any sense. All you're doing is weaving it around just once. Okay, and you know what that's gonna do? You pull it and the hole closes. Okay, what I like to do is kind of go under, pull up a loop, and then kind of just a slip stitch to hold it into place. And I pull through, and guess what? We fastened off our strawberry. Okay. And if you're using bigger needle, well, even a smaller needle, I really would not worry so much about the big holes on top, because you're going to add leaves to it. And these leaves are freaking adorable. So I would not worry an inkling about it. Now, my safety pin is kind of stuck, so give me a second. Because I really need row markers. Okay. And you can do whatever you like with the ends, weave it in a little bit more and cut it or what have you. So I'm gonna finish taking my safety pin out my yarn, and I'll be back to show you the leaves. Alright, well, now that I finally got my safety pin out my strawberry, I like to keep this in just in case. But here's your strawberry. It's a pretty nice looking strawberry, and you can shape it according to how much you stuffed it, you know. You can kind of shape it, make it look more like a strawberry, etc. But here's your strawberry. Okay. Now, I have my green yarn. Okay. It does not look all that green, but I promise you it's green. Okay. So, I'm going to do a slip stitch to start off with. Okay. This can be done pretty loosely, actually. I'm using, once again, an H needle, or 5mm, so it's quite a bit small. Well, it's quite large compared to the one I used first. Alright, well, we're going to do the magic ring again. Remember, we loop it up. Okay. We're going to crochet over these two parts of the ring, so as close to this as you can. So, in its and as per the instructions, 6 single crochet in ring. Okay, so if I could get my junk together. Alright, 6 single crochets in the ring. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and I'm gonna pull, and bam, you know you have your ring, and you're just gonna slip stitch in the first stitch to close the round off. Unlike the other one where you single crocheted it. Okay. Well, this is where it gets a little complicated. Sorry, I wanted to readjust. Now, a treble crochet is where you wrap the yarn, it's yarned over twice, and then you proceed. So, and it's kind of like the double crochet where you yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, pull through a loop, yarn over, it's just longer. So the first instructions are to chain 4, just right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. See, 4. And then treble cluster decrease. It's the same as a treble cluster, but with 2. Treble clusters are 3 together, but technically this is kind of sort of a treble. This is 1 stitch of a treble because it's 4. But we're going to do 2 more trebles in the same stitch. So wrap it twice. Okay. Put your hook in the stitch. And I'm going to go ahead and start weaving in my end as well. Yarn over, pull through. So now you have about 4 loops. Then yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Okay. So you have this neat little kind of almost leafy shape already. Alright, and then we're going to do it again. So double, yarn over twice. Same stitch, yarn over, pull a loop up. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. So you have 3 little pieces now. Okay. Now this is kind of where it gets tricky. You chain 2, 1, 2, and this is what it's called, a picot stitch. You may want to do more research on that. But you slip stitch in the second, you chain 2, and in that first chain you go back in and you slip stitch, which is just pulling it through the 2 and you're not pulling it out. Okay, so you kind of have a mark. See, it makes kind of a corner. If you can kind of see it a little bit. See, a little bit. Well, after your slip stitch, picot stitch right here. Okay. You chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you slip stitch in the next stitch available. You may have to twist your work just a little bit. And you do the same thing again. Okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Wrap twice. Same stitch. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2. Twice. Pull up a loop. Yarn over, pull through 2. Yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, chain 2, I always want to make sure that first chain, because sometimes you'll just, when you chain it, it gets really tight. I'd try to make it as loose as possible. Otherwise you're kind of screwing yourself. Alright, chain 2, slip stitch in the first stitch, and then one, 2, 3, 4, and then guess what? You do it again. Next available stitch, you slip stitch. Okay. And I'm still weaving in my ends, and you may want to do that. So now we've got 2 little leaves. They're very cute. And you continue like this for 2 more stitches. Okay? And I'll come back and show you how to attach them. Alright, now I've done the leaves. They're very cute. They curl just a little bit, you know, just enough. And I've slip stitched that last stitch right there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off quite a long tail. Okay. And I'm going to pull it through, fasten it off. Okay. And right through the middle of that circle that we had, sticking my needle, and I'm going to pull this down. Okay. Now you can do this with a yarn needle when you're attaching it to the strawberry, but I don't really think that's necessary. I'm just going to use a smaller needle. So with this side that has the yarn coming out, I'm going to make a, kind of like this, and pull the green yarn through. Okay, just like so. Then I go through that same hole and pick up that yarn and pull it through the middle hole, kind of like you would a button. Okay, you're gonna do that a couple times. Pull it through the middle hole. Well, you should be able to do it with one motion at this point. You can even kind of go into the little holes in the leaves, kind of like I'm doing now, so that way it's more secure on the little strawberry. And kind of just pull it tight. As you can see, your leaves feel like they may curl a little. Okay. So just kind of wrap it around a couple times. And once you're pretty satisfied that it's on there, okay, pull it tight, kind of adjust it how you like it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take it like around the middle hole. Okay, you see this? You're going to pull up a loop. Okay, and go through the very next hole, pull up another loop, and all you're going to do is pull that first loop through the second loop, and pull all the way through. And guess what? You have your strawberry. And yes, you have some tails. Those 2 tails can be cut off. So what I'm going to do. Now, you can make your chain however you like. If you just want to pull it through, just one piece. And at that point you'd be, well, you don't even have to pull it through, but all you'd be doing is knotting it. Which is perfectly fine. You could double, or you could crochet a chain. My my knot's kind of not being like I wanted to, so but this is okay too. Just, you know, have a simple knot on it and cut off the tail. If you want something stronger, of course you can do that. But here's your strawberry. All done.